Welcome, boys and girls, to chapter Bet, that's Perek Bet, chapter 2 of Chumash Shemot. Today we're going to summarize the events of Perek Bet, chapter 2, in the book of Shemot.
Hi, boys and girls. I'm Miriam. Do you see me? I'm hiding in the bushes. There I am, hiding. Well, you probably want to know why I'm hiding here. Well, I'll tell you. It all began in Perek Bet of Shemot. Let me give you a quick overview of what happened. My brother Moshe was born, and he was put in a basket in the Nile River. And then he was saved by the princess Batya, and he grew up, and he went out, and he saw an Mitzri, an Egyptian, and the Egyptian was beating a Jew. And then he had to run away because Pharaoh wanted to kill him for killing the Egyptian who was beating the Jew. And he escapes to the land of Midian. And it ends off happy that Moshe gets married to Tzipporah. But we'll get to that. So quickly, chapter 2 is Moshe in the Nile. And he grows up and he kills the Egyptian and he has to escape to Midian. And he gets married to Tzipporah. But now, let me tell you the detailed story of what happened. You see, it all began when my baby brother Moshe was born. See, that's him in the basket. And, well, it really started a little bit before that. My father, Amram, he and my mother, Yocheved, decided that since Paro was killing all the baby boys, they would not stay married. But I convinced them, yes, me, Miriam, I convinced them to get married again and to have another baby. And Moshe, the baby, was born 3 months early. And Paro's soldiers were looking for him, but we hid him in our home. Finally, when the soldiers were going to find him, because they knew when my mother was going to give birth, we placed him in a basket in the Nile River. And the basket we put outside tar on the outside to make it float. And the inside we put clay to make it waterproof. And then Moshe was floating down the river, and Paro's stargazers thought that he had died in the river. Really, they didn't know that he was safe in a basket. And then Batya, the daughter of Paro, came to the river for bathing. And oh my, I was in the bushes watching, and I said, oh no, what's going to happen? And Batya stretched out her hand, and a miracle happened. Her hand reached, and she was able to get the baby. But she couldn't feed the baby, because the baby would not drink from all of the non-Jewish nurses that Batya was trying to feed him from. So I came out of the bushes, and I suggested, hey, let's bring a Jewish woman. And I brought Yocheved, Moshe's mother. And Batya actually fell for it. Batya said, great, I will pay you to take care of this baby for me and feed him. And she paid Moshe's mom, Yocheved, to take care of her own baby for 2 years. What a miracle Hashem made for us. It was amazing. But then baby Moshe grew up. Yes, he grew up. And, well, some more interesting stories happened. When baby Moshe grew up, he went out to the field and he saw the Jews suffering. And he saw an Egyptian taskmaster beating up a Jew. Whack, whack, and the Jew was screaming, ay, ay, Hashem. And Moshe could not stand to see a Jew being killed. He cried out to Hashem. He used the special name of Hashem, Rashi says. And the Egyptian taskmaster died. And Moshe buried him in the sand so that nobody would find out. The next day, Moshe went out to the field. And he saw two Egyptians, two Jewish men. And these two Jewish men, one was named Datan, and the other was Aviram. And these two guys, they had on their boxing gloves, and they were ready for a big fight with each other. But Moshe, my brother, he called out and he said, stop. He said, Rasha, you are a wicked man. Why are you hitting your friend? Don't hit your friend. And of course, Datan and Aviram, wicked ones that they were, they said, oh yeah, Moshe? What are you gonna do to us, huh? Are you gonna kill us like you killed the Egyptian? Let's go tell Paro on him. And they told Paro about Moshe, that Moshe killed an Egyptian. And then, unfortunately, Moshe had to run away, and he had to escape to the land of Midian. A great miracle happened for him, which I'll tell you about in class. But anyway, Moshe flees to Midian, and when he comes there, he sees a group of girls, the daughters of Yitro, the priest of Midian, and they were bringing their sheep to drink from the well, but the shepherds were being mean to them and chasing them away, and Moshe, the hero, came to the rescue, and Moshe chased away those shepherds and saves the daughters of Yitro. Well, when Yitro hears about this, he is very happy, and Yitro offers Moshe to marry his daughter Tzipora, and Mazel Tov, Moshe and Tzipora get married, and it's all wonderful, and Moshe has a baby boy, and he names him Gershom, because Ger means a stranger, and Moshe felt like a stranger in Midian. And finally, at the end of the chapter, the wicked king Pharaoh dies. But it doesn't get easier for the Jews, it gets harder. Very hard. And the Jews cry out, Hashem! We can't take the slavery! And Hashem hears the Bnei Yisrael, he hears their cries, and he remembers them to help them, and he starts to plan what to do to save them.
Okay, thank you very, very much, Miriam. That was a beautiful summary of Perek Bet, chapter 2. So, in short, let's review the story. Moshe was put in the Nile as a baby. He grows up, he sees an Egyptian killing a Jew, and he kills that Egyptian, but he has to run away because Datan and Aviram, the wicked ones, they're angry at Moshe for breaking up their fight, and Moshe has to escape to the land of Midian, where he saves Yitro's daughters, and he marries Tzipora, and he has a baby boy Gershom, and when the king of Egypt dies, Hashem hears the cries of Bnei Yisrael and decides to help them. And now, a silly story to help you remember. Remember what we said, that each chapter is going to have a symbol. Well, chapter 2 rhymes with, you guessed it, glue. 2 rhymes with glue. And here we go, in chapter 2, which rhymes with glue, Moshe's mom gives birth to a baby, but she needs to save the baby and put it in the Nile River. So she covers the basket. Remember, this is a silly story. This is not what really happened. With glue, and the baby is floating down the Nile River. And then Batya, well, she shows up, and she sees the baby. Oh, I want to help that baby, but I can't reach it. It's too far. I'll use my glue arm, and I'll stick it. I got the baby with my glue arm. And then Moshe grows up, and he comes out to the Jewish people, and he sees an Egyptian killing a Jew, and Moshe says, no sir, and he splashes him with glue, and he kills the Egyptian. Ha 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 ha. Remember, this is only a silly story. This did not really happen. And the next day, Moshe sees 2 Datan and Aviram fighting, and Moshe takes out his glue and he squirts them, and he says, do fighting, boys, stick together. And Datan and Aviram inform Paro, and Moshe has to run away. When he comes to Midian, his glue stick came in handy because he saw the wicked shepherds bothering the girls, and Moshe splashed them with glue. And he got them to leave them alone. And finally, Moshe got glued together with Tzipora, his wife, and had a baby. And finally, Paro got poisoned by some glue in his food, and he died. And the Jewish people cried out to Hashem, and Hashem heard their pain. Of course, all this stuff about glue did not really happen, and I'm not advertising for Elmer's glue. This is all just to help you remember that in chapter 2, Perek Bet, which rhymes with glue, what really happened? Moshe was born. Let's review what really happened, okay? What really happened was Moshe was put in the Nile, he grew up and killed a mystery, and escaped to Midian. Thank you for watching.